Welcome back to Mitford Pottery. Trimming video today. Hello. We've done teapots in the past. We've never done a coffee pot. I mean, it's basically the same thing. So today's project, we got a little coffee pot. So we'll move the camera down so you can see what's going on. See if I can see what's going on. So there's our components. We got our body, which we're going to trim the lid to fit there. Apply the spout. We'll give it a little soak of water just to stop it drying out. Handle and possibly a thumb rest out of that little offcut there. So get on the wheel like so. Take this bat out of the way. Now I'm going to be lazy. I'm going to use this old Giffen grip I've got. We switch our wheel on just to save a bit of time. So it's going to be relatively small trim on the base, and I'm going straight, or as straight as pos. We need to measure how thick that is roughly. I think it's relatively thin. Yeah, so we might just leave that actually, because it's wired off quite nice with a twisted cut off wire. So it's just going to be finishing that edge off, I think. Straightening it up a little bit, because it is quite thick, so we can trim it nice and straight. Now I want a bigger trimming tool, and that one's I've got 2 seconds. So a looped trimming tool, nice flat edge. Now I need something to rest on there. I've got my big disc. Yes, I have it somewhere. I'm not very prepared for this video, am I? I've got a Hsinchuen Lin tool for that. I can't remember where it is. Where did I put it? Bear with me 1 second. Yeah, so I've never actually used this yet. So this is a Hsinchuen Lin tool. So it's a disc, perspex disc, which goes on there, and it's got lines on so you can centre it up, and it's got this neat little spinner instead of using the bottle top, and it fits into there like that, like so. So you don't have to put as much pressure on, and doesn't burn your fingertip spinning around with the friction. That's it. So I'm going to start from there up. About that should do us. So I'm going to nearly go to the top. And then what we're going to do, we're going to turn it over. I'll turn it upside down and then do the bottom bit. So we want to gently do this top edge. I'm just going to roll that around that edge. Like so. That'll do us. And what we'll need, if I can reach it, a little jug of water. So basically just a wetted, just to make sure that top edge is nice and smooth. Do us. How are we doing? Are we in the shot? We need to move up a little bit. Right, so that's that bit done. We will open that. So we haven't took much off, just making it nice and smooth. Probably see with a transition there. So this is the important bit because it's got a bit of a flare on it. So we just so tap centre that, and then we can do that, and then we can and because I'm a lefty, it's on the wrong, camera's on the wrong side. Give us a second, we'll move the camera. Yeah, that's better. Let's see what the trimming's all about now, as long as I don't block it. So we're just gonna continue smoothing this. So that's our base done. So now we've got to get our lid. It wasn't far off, so we just got to slightly trim our lid to fit on there. And to do that, we need a chuck for that, and I need a stamp for our maker's mark. Now I've been doing them in the middle, but what I'm going to do is I found doing them in the middle you can deform the base quite easily, especially if you've gone a bit too thin. So I'm now leaning towards an edge, a side, or even a sprig stuck on with our maker's mark. Right, next we need a chuck to rest that on. What's that one like? Oh, just that one's alright. That one's okay. So we're going to put that on there. See what we're doing for that. Oh yes, that fits on now. So that now fits there. So I'm thinking I have to trim a smidge off that outside edge, because that'll be really tight when it gets a bit of glaze on it. So once that gets a bit of glaze on it, excuse me, I'll tighten that gap up, I hope. If not, it's too wobbly. Should be alright though. Now, get rid of all of this out of the way. A wheel on a wheel. So we need that. We need a pin tool and some slip. Right, hole tools. So I'm going to treat it the same way we do a teapot basically. I need a knife. Nine's enough. So we're going to treat this similar way that we do a teapot. So we're going to cut our little spout at a bit of an angle. So it's just it just goes upwards just a smidge. So I'm just going to cut that through like that. And then have a line up, see what will look like. Yeah, that should be alright. Put that just under there. Maybe it's a bit more. Like that, so that goes under that edge. That goes. So we're going to go on like that. So I'm going to treat it the same way I would do a teapot. So we're just going to thin this edge out. Whee! Going to thin that out so we can blend that in easier, like that. So that's thinned out like that. Then we're going to position it on our pot. And then what I tend to do, I'll just, excuse going out a shot, I just run my nail round just so I can see it. And then we're going to score that ready. And then, let's see it, we'll treat it the same way as I do a teapot, pretty much. So I've got a whole cutting tool here. Now I've got that one and I've got a small one, so I'm going to put one in the middle, the smaller ones dotted around the outside. That's the plan anyway, so if I push that in, and then we'll see how thick our walls are. So that's how thick our walls are. Not too bad, could have been a bit thinner. So that's one. And then I'm going to do some smaller ones in a nice sort of flower pattern. So we don't want to go too close to the other holes because it loses integrity, so it gets a bit weak. So that's so far. The only problem with these is they keep bunging up. Yeah, so that's our finished pouring pattern. And then what we tend to have to do is just get all that bits that's blocking the holes out of the way. It's pretty clear. Right, slip next. Brush. So I'm trying not to block the holes up that we've just put on. So I'm going around that bit we've just scored there. Then, although we've give this a little bit of moisture, we're going to just slip that as well. So don't want our spouts falling off, do we? So that should go on there. Like that. So we'll hold it back and we push it on. Make sure it's lined up. I want a good seal all the way around. Line that up. Okay, so that's the first bit. We're going to cut this bit, it's not going to be that long. So now what we want to do is run so. Now the tricky bit, I want to cut that, so it's a bit of a long spout for a coffee pot. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to our old favourite, the palette knife. And I'm thinking a coffee pot goes about there, so I'm going to go about there. Alright, about there. And hopefully I don't smash it. Press it onto my finger. Yeah, probably could have done with it being a bit of a narrower spout. But what I can do, because I can see the inside, smooth that off. Smooth the edge off. That's it. So there's our little stumpy spout. So that's that. Our lid. Now we need a handle, which we have here. So we'll do our handle. So we want to go opposite. So that's where our handle is going to start, about there. Like that. So we mark our handle position up. So I'm going to give it a good clip on there. I'm going to redo that in a second. So we got our handle, pulled handle. So I'm just going to splay the top out. A little bit. Score it. Slip it. Excuse if I turn the camera away. I've got it. We're going that way. Put it on the right way. So I'm holding the teapot and I'm pushing the handle. Give it a wiggle. so it grips. So once it's on like that, that's pretty much it attached. We've just got to finesse it now. So I usually do the bottom first, because doing handles always feels like you need another arm to help you. So what I do, I'll tend to attach the bottom, get rid of the slip, do the sides. Now you can do it with your thumb if you want, but I'm not that dexterous, so I just do that, just to make sure it's attached. So then we want to shape our handle. So I'm going sort of that shape. So if I hold that, what's that like? Yeah, that's alright. So don't need that bit. Get rid of that. And what I'll do, I'll just move that to one side. Get a dollop of slip on it. Line it up. Press to make sure it's attached. Line it up and support the inside, give it a press, and then it's a case of remove the excess slip. Don't take it all off, because obviously that's what sticks it, and we're looking for no gaps. Nice and smooth, and there you have it. A copper pot with its lid. Don't forget its lid. Now, last little thing I think we will do, it seems to be a thing of mine at the minute, do a thumb rest. That's it, and there I've all finished. Coffee pot. So remember, clears the way. Thanks for watching.